Are you trying to figure out which Disney World restaurants you want to add to your next trip but don't know where to start? Today we are breezing through 20 restaurant reviews in 20 minutes we're going to try to help you narrow down which spots in Disney World are best for you and your family. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Today we are traveling all over Disney World to take you through 20 super quick reviews of Disney's most popular restaurants, plus a few of our underrated favorites. We wanted to pack in as much info as possible, so we're going to tackle 20 restaurant reviews in 20 minutes, or close to 20 minutes. Everybody cross your fingers. Now, we've got a video packed full of tips to help you choose which restaurants are best for you, but if you're looking for even more details and tips, be sure to check out that DFB guide to Disney World dining that we put out. We spent years researching, planning for our own Disney vacations. It's updated every single year. It's going to save you time and money as you are planning your own trip. Now, it's filled with reviews of every single restaurant, every bar and lounge, every event, everything we know. Everything in my brain is in there. There's budgeting tips, worksheets, the latest updates to make sure you have everything you need to help plan your Disney dining for your next vacation. You can pick up a copy at dfbstore.com. Be sure to use code YouTube for a discount on your purchase. As always, thank you guys so much for supporting what we do so we can keep on bringing you Disney planning advice. All right, here we go into our 20 restaurant reviews in 20 minutes. First up, we're going to start with a hard one, Chef Mickey's. We are kicking things off at one of Disney World's most in-demand restaurants. Now, this iconic spot is located in one of the original Disney World resorts, the Contemporary, which actually opened with the Magic Kingdom in 1971. The big draw here, it's the only character meal you can meet Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and Pluto, the Fab Five, all in one place in Walt Disney World. It's located right near the Magic Kingdom. You can actually walk from the Contemporary to the Magic Kingdom in about 5 minutes, so you don't need to worry about wasting a ton of time on Disney transportation to get here if you're starting out at the Magic Kingdom. That being said, there are much better character restaurants that we highly recommend that will give a better overall experience. Chef Mickey's can be very loud and very crowded, plus food-wise, it's a pretty basic buffet, though we do love the cheesy potatoes and cookie dough cannoli. And the problem with a giant restaurant like this that's a character meal is that the characters only get to come around to you once and they don't stay very long. Other restaurants, you're not going to have that problem. Overall, I only eat here when I have to and when my 6-year-old tells me I have to, so there are so many better options with characters, better food, better experience overall, and we'll get to a few of those in just a minute. All right, let's move on to Ohana. This is an all-you-can-eat feast at the Polynesian Village Resort. It's a longtime guest favorite and a me favorite, and even though we've had some mixed reviews over the years, it still ranks as one of our top spots. During breakfast, Ohana is a character meal where you can meet Mickey in a cute Hawaiian shirt, Pluto, and Lilo and Stitch. This is the only place you're going to meet Lilo at Disney World, by the way. Both breakfast and dinner are served family style here, meaning platters of food are brought to your table and everyone shares, but it's all you can eat, so you can request more of anything you like and they'll bring it out to you. For dinner, Ohana specializes in kind of a churrascaria kind of feeling. There are skewers of shrimp and chicken and steak. They've got some amazing Polynesian style noodles, lots of other good stuff, plus that awesome Ohana bread pudding that we just love so much. Now, if you can't get a reservation, but you'd really like to try some of their signature menu items like the Ohana bread pudding or those delicious noodles, you can get some of the items a la carte after 4 p.m. at the Tambu Lounge just next door. Important things to remember if you are going for dinner: if you want to see the fireworks from Ohana, be sure to request a fireworks view table when you check in. They can't guarantee it, but they will definitely try. All right, heading over to Be Our Guest Restaurant. We're moving into the Magic Kingdom for the newest must-do restaurant in Disney World. Well, it's been around for 8 years now, but it is crazy popular and still is crazy popular. The biggest draw, it's one of the few castles you can actually dine in at Disney World. This one is the Beast's Castle, though you won't be meeting him unless you dine here for dinner. So dinner is a prefix meal. It is very pricey. 2 credits on the dining plan if you're not paying out of pocket. And again, it's prefix, so you don't really get huge choice here with what you're going to get, but you do get to meet the Beast over in his study after your meal. That's the only place you're going to meet the Beast. Now, we'd recommend visiting for lunch, which is considered a quick service meal and has lots of delicious options like a tuna niçoise salad, a croque monsieur, several other really, really good things. It's a fast casual, which means you put your order in ahead of time and it gets delivered to your table, whatever table you choose. Now, here you're going to want to skip breakfast altogether unless you're on the Disney dining plan and your main goal is getting the most expensive breakfast possible, possible on your quick service credit. Entrees, I think, are $29 right now for adults, which in our opinion is way too much to spend on a breakfast that is not that good. So we do not recommend breakfast. We do recommend lunch. Dinner is up to you, but it's super expensive, but you do get to meet the beast. The signature item here is the gray stuff, which is basically a cookies and cream mousse. At breakfast or lunch, you can get it in cupcake form, the master's cupcake, and at dinner, it'll come on your dessert trio plate served inside a white chocolate chip cup, like Chip from Beauty and the Beast, not a chocolate chip. All right, moving on to Cinderella's Royal Table. This is Magic Kingdom's other castle dining experience, and it's basically a bucket list meal. It's the only way you're getting inside the iconic castle with the whole family, but that privilege is very pricey, like $75 per person pricey. You're gonna meet Cinderella along with several other princesses, usually Jasmine, Ariel, Snow White, and Aurora, though I have met Belle as well. But just like Chef Mickey's, you may not get a lot of time with the characters, as dining here has always felt super rushed to me personally. As for food, we've found it to be mediocre, but it's definitely gotten better in recent years. It's kind of like banquet food or like wedding food. We always recommend Cinderella's Royal Table as a one-time thing so that you can get the experience, which is truly what you're paying for, but the insane price and rushed service make this a one and done for us. Heading over to Epcot to Akershus. If you can't get that Cinderella's Royal Table reservation, or you've already been there, done that, try Akershus and Epcot's Norway Pavilion for another princess meal. You'll get to meet some of the same characters, but you'll get a slightly more relaxed environment and a much more unique menu. All meals include a trip to an all-you-can-eat cold bar, while breakfast platters are served family style, and for lunch and dinner, each person picks an entree. Food here can be iffy for picky eaters sometimes. The cold bar usually has herring along with more exotic cheeses, while several entree options include lingonberry jam and sides like apple fennel slaw that are not quite the norm in the US. Akershus is great if you want to meet princesses during your meal, but don't want to book 6 months in advance, and if you're looking to try some more exotic food while you're touring World Showcase. Special tip here, if you go to Akershus for breakfast, before the park officially opens, you can be first in line to ride Frozen Ever After. All right, 50s Primetime Cafe. This Hollywood Studios restaurant is another spot that's all about the atmosphere. From the moment you walk in, you're back in the 50s waiting to sit down at a family table and nosh on some serious comfort food. Some of our favorite things on the menu are the fried cheese appetizer. I mean, fried cheese, right? How could you go wrong? But this is Boursin cheese, so it's even better. The peanut butter and jelly shake. And for entrees, they have a combo platter that has a little bit of all of their most popular meals, so you don't need to force your dining companions to share their food with you. The food is mediocre, often feels like it's been sitting under a heat lamp for a while, but you go here for the atmosphere and the experience. You're gonna hear that a lot. Something super fun that not a lot of people know about: if you're the first family to dine there for the day, you get your photo taken with the entire wait staff, and it's displayed on the fridge all day. Make a reservation for right when they open up, and make sure you're waiting by the door when they open for the day. Okay, Beaches and Cream Soda Shop. Beaches and Cream is one that ends up on many families' to-do lists every single trip, and I'm so glad. It's a cult classic, fan favorite, and one you should definitely try on your next Disney trip. It's tucked away in between Yacht and Beach Club resorts, just outside the International Gateway back exit of Epcot, so it's a great spot to get out of the park for a bit. It's also technically on the Skyliner line. The restaurant's a classic soda shop with burgers, tots, shakes, and amazing sundaes. The menu's super kid-friendly, and price-wise, it's a good option for a table service meal that won't totally blow your budget. Signature items here are the grilled cheese and tomato soup. Well, that's a signature for me. I don't know if it's a signature for the restaurant. At just $13, and it's an awesome deal for an entree. And of course, the ice cream. My personal favorite is the No Way Jose sundae with peanut butter and hot fudge on top of vanilla ice cream and peanut butter and chocolate chips on top. But of course, you can go with the kitchen sink sundae too, which is massive and intended for at least 4 people to share, but it's really expensive. There's also a walk-up window if you just want a sundae and didn't manage to get an advanced dining reservation. All right, 1900 Park Fair is next. 1900 Park Fair is at the Grand Floridian Resort. It serves breakfast and dinner buffets and features characters you can't meet a lot of other places. At breakfast, you're going to see Alice and the Mad Hatter, Mary Poppins, Tigger, and Winnie the Pooh. And at dinner, you'll meet Cinderella, Prince Charming, Lady Tremaine, and the Stepsisters. Anytime you visit, you'll find the restaurant's signature menu item, strawberry soup. This one might seem totally weird. It's cold and fruity, which is not something you're expecting from a soup, but give it a try. It's a cult classic for a reason. Strawberry soup aside, the buffet isn't anything to write home about, again, but it is getting a little bit better. And like all buffets, things can be hit or miss. This is usually a very crowded, very loud, kind of overwhelming restaurant in my experience. It's definitely not one of my favorites, but Since you're at the Grand Floridian, you're just a monorail stop away from the Magic Kingdom, and you get to meet a lot of characters that are only out at special events usually. Next up is California Grill. This is a swanky restaurant that's been at the tippy top of the Contemporary Resort since it opened in 1971. Though the name changed to California Grill in 1995, it used to be the top of the world. Their signature dish, a goat cheese ravioli, has been around since day one, and it's one of my favorite dishes, and I don't even like goat cheese. Like I said, this spot is swanky, so it's going to be great for a date night, but not so much for a dinner with super young kids who just want to run around. Now, don't get me wrong, young kids are there all the time, and they are running around. But it's up to you if you want to bring them or not. You definitely can, but they might not love it. The food here can be hit or miss. The menu's really expensive across the board, especially for portion sizes. The biggest draw of California Grill, of course, is that view. You've got expansive views of Seven Seas Lagoon and the Magic Kingdom, along with the fireworks view. Even if you don't manage to time your reservation perfectly with the fireworks, though, you can come back with a receipt from dining earlier in the evening and view the fireworks from their outdoor deck. And that's true, by the way, even if you just eat in the lounge. You can eat in the lounge without an advanced dining reservation. Overall, the restaurant's really pricey, so just know you may be paying some extra bucks for that spectacular view. If you didn't manage to get a reservation, go to the lounge. All right, next up is Boma. Boma Flavors of Africa is at Animal Kingdom Lodge's Jumbo House and has a fun and unique buffet menu with some, flavors of Africa, along with some more safe options, so everyone you're dining with is happy. Boma is home to the famous zebra domes. Those are little bite-sized dome desserts that's kind of like a tiramisu flavor-wise. They're an amarula liqueur mousse on top of white cake and topped with white chocolate. But FYI, here's a pro tip. If you just want the zebra domes, you can get those at the Mara, which is the quick service location at Animal Kingdom Lodge. The buffet will feature some exotic dishes like babooti, which is a quiche-like African dish, along with curry soups and some more unique side dishes. But don't worry, there's meat and potatoes on the menu as well. Overall, Boma's buffet is a guest favorite. It's a good place to get some more exotic food than what you usually find at a Disney World buffet. Plus, we'll take any excuse to head over to Animal Kingdom Lodge, where you can also see some of those amazing savannah animals. It is quite a trek, though, so be prepared with that Disney transportation. All right, Crystal Palace. Heading back into the Magic Kingdom, Crystal Palace is another popular buffet restaurant serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is the only place you're going to find Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, and Eeyore all together. So if you've got a fan of those characters in your life, then this is where you need to go. Since this is a buffet restaurant, the menu's going to change up from time to time, but if you see puffed French toast or the breakfast casserole on the buffet line, definitely grab it. The buffet is a crowd pleaser. You can't beat the location. It's right at the end of Main Street, USA, though it does tend to get really loud and hectic, and you're probably only going to see those characters one time because it's a huge restaurant. So if you're looking for a relaxing meal, this probably isn't it. Topolino's Terrace. This one's brand new to Disney World, and it's part of the Riviera Resort, which just opened in December 2019. It's also on the Skyliner line. It has great views over the Epcot Resort area. You can even spot the spires from Galaxy's Edge, and at night you can see fireworks from both parks, Hollywood Studios and Epcot, though we prefer the fireworks view from California Grill. At breakfast, you can meet Mickey, Minnie, Daisy, and Donald in a much more upscale environment than most other character meals in Disney World, but you're going to pay for that opportunity. It costs about as much here as it costs for the all-you-can-eat meal at Chef Mickey's. Now, dinner is completely different. Dinner features dishes inspired by the Mediterranean coast and fresh handmade pastas. We love the gnocchi, plus meat and seafood dishes. The head chef is from Marseille, where bouillabaisse originated, and we highly recommend ordering that if you are into seafood. The food here can be on the pricey side, but some of our team have ranked it as their top signature restaurant for dinner, and for breakfast, it gives a nice alternative to the high energy and crowded character meals you'll find across the rest of Disney World. Me personally, not a huge fan of dinner here. There are several other signature restaurants that I would prefer, but our team really liked it, so it's probably worth a try once, especially if you're staying at the Riviera Resort or you're on the Skyliner line. Okay, Garden Grill. We're heading over to Epcot for one of our favorite and one of the most reliable character meals, Garden Grill. This restaurant serves up breakfast, lunch, and dinner while rotating through the scenes from the Living with the Land ride just downstairs. This is in the Land Pavilion. And you're even going to find some things grown in the greenhouses from Living with the Land on your plate. We love this restaurant because it's small, and the circular setup gives you a little more space between you and your fellow diners. Plus, the characters, Mickey, Pluto, Chip, and Dale, have fewer tables to meet with, so you'll often get more time with them than you will at other restaurants, and you'll see them more than once as well. The food here is served family style, so you'll get platters platters brought right to your table, and you can request refills of anything you want. Overall, this is a great value for a character meal because you get more time with the characters, you get to meet Mickey, food's going to be fresher than a buffet, and you don't have to decide whether or not to leave your bag at the table or carry it with you. Anyone else have that problem? Okay, Teppan Edo, staying in Epcot but moving over to the Japan Pavilion, to a restaurant we know ends up on a lot of people's lists. Teppan Edo is a hibachi restaurant. You probably got one in your hometown, so it's nothing spectacularly unique, especially when you put it up against African buffets and dinner with Mickey Mouse. But if you're on the Disney dining plan, this can be one of the best uses of your dining credits, especially if you opt for the pricey steak. And speaking of steak, I've had some of the best steak that I've had in Disney World here at Teppan Edo, which is kind of surprising, but when you think about how quickly that food goes from the cooktop to your plate, it doesn't sit under a heat lamp, of course it's going to be fresher and taste better. So this is a fun one. You and your family can have a fun and engaging sort of show while you eat your meal. Again, like I said, you probably have one of these in your hometown, so if you guys do Benihana or something like that, then it's the same experience overall, but it's good food, and if you're on the Disney dining plan, this is a good deal. All right, Rose and Crown. Now we're heading to the UK Pavilion and Epcot to Rose and Crown. This is a great Epcot classic. Serves really unique British lunches and dinners. They even have a connecting pub if you just want to grab a beer and enjoy the piano player. If you are grabbing something quick at the bar, keep an eye out for Carl the bartender. Ask him to show you some tricks. You won't regret it. They are known for their fish and chips here and their sticky toffee pudding, but the whole menu is delicious as far as we're concerned. And also, they have a fireworks dinner package you can reserve so you don't have to try to line up your dining reservation with the show. They also have tea that they serve, and there is a brunch on the weekends. A lot of people don't know about that. Overall, Rose and Crown is a fun, laid-back dining experience. It is small though, so be prepared with an advanced dining reservation. All right, let's head over to Yak Yeti. We're going to Animal Kingdom for probably our top pick for a sit-down restaurant in that park, Yak Yeti. Portions here are big, so it's a great spot to split apps and entrees if you're into that. You can even get free apps, priority seating, or extra spending cash here if you're a member of the Landry's Restaurant Club. Sign up costs $25, but you'll get it back in a dining credit immediately. Plus, you'll get $25 for your birthday, and you can rack up points by dining at Yak Yeti, Rainforest Cafe, and T-Rex, plus a whole bunch of restaurants you won't find in Disney World, but they're probably in your hometown. Firecracker shrimp are the must-get appetizer here, and Yak Yeti is a great place if you're looking for a little bit more unique food in Disney World, but they still have a huge menu so everyone can find something to enjoy. It always surprises me that the same restaurant company that owns Rainforest Cafe and T-Rex makes such delicious food at Yak Yeti. I don't understand why they can't do it at Rainforest Cafe and T-Rex as well, but alas. All right, let's talk about Wolfgang Pug Bar and Grill. Next up, we're taking a trip over to Disney Springs. It's a casual restaurant, but the food and service are top notch. Now, we've never been let down dining here, and it seems to be a favorite for locals. They have classic Wolfgang Puck favorites in case you've been to his other restaurants. They have great pastas, mixed drinks, crazy sundaes, and you can grab a reservation, but it's usually pretty easy to get a table if you're looking for a last-minute spot. We've consistently had good experiences here, so this is one of our go-tos for a last-minute dinner when we don't care as much about the theming and don't need to meet characters, but we want decent food. Heading over to Olivia's Cafe. A lot of you probably don't know about Olivia's. This is a hidden gem tucked away at the Old Key West Resort. They serve all 3 meals plus brunch on the weekends, and a lot of time we are able to find last-minute reservations here. Early in the day, they serve their iconic Olivia's breakfast potatoes, which cross traditional breakfast potatoes with cheese potatoes au gratin, and we wish we could order a whole plate of these every meal. One of their classic desserts is the key lime tart. It's most recently served with mango and raspberry sauce, but it's one of my absolute favorites. Overall, it has a casual atmosphere. It feels like a local hometown restaurant. Old Key West was the first Disney Vacation Club resort, so you'll even find family photos on the walls of DVC members that add to that homey feel. You know that restaurant you go to every year on vacation that becomes a family memory? Olivia's is like that. All right, number 19, Sanaa, back over at Animal Kingdom Lodge. We're looking out for more animals at Sanaa. This time, it's in Kidani Village, the smaller Disney Vacation Club sister resort to Jambo House. Don't worry, they're walking distance, or you can hop on an internal shuttle between the two. They serve all 3 meals, but breakfast is a grab-and-go deal, whereas lunch and dinner are traditional sit-down entree meals. Though we prefer lunch because it's much easier to see the animals out the window when it's light outside, and this is the only restaurant at Animal Kingdom Lodge where you can actually dine watching the animals. Our top picks on the menu are their bread service and their butter chicken, of course. Their naan is truly delicious, and they primarily serve up African and Indian food, so it's a great spot for adventurous eaters, but of course they have more tame options like a New York strip or a cheeseburger for kiddos, so picky eaters can always find something to enjoy. Last one, number 20, Wine Bar George. We're going to head over there at Disney Springs. Similar to Wolfgang Puck, this restaurant doesn't scream Disney theming or anything. It's a great spot for a casual date night. And despite the name, it's totally okay if you don't know anything about wine. In fact, they welcome you because they want to help you learn. They serve brunch on the weekend. It's super, super good, plus lunch and dinner every day, but their meals focus more on small plates, boards, or family-style dishes instead of a more traditional everybody get an entree type meal. Their fried mac and cheese bites are super good, and the skirt steak with potatoes is a great entree to split with your date or family. Overall, it's an awesome mix of casual and upscale that doesn't come off too fussy, and we're consistently impressed by the food. This is a local favorite as well, so you know it's really, really good. Also, George Miliates, who opened and owns Wine Bar George, was a sommelier over at California Grill and kind of created their whole wine list as well. Whew, okay, how'd we do on time? We tried to cram as many tips and great info into this video as possible, but we couldn't cover everything. So again, if you're looking for some more in-depth details about the restaurants we talked about, pick up a copy of the DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining over there at dfbstore.com. Don't forget to use code YouTube for a discount. It's a very long book. There's a ton of information in there, but we're getting lots of good feedback from people about how much it's helping them. So we'd love to have your support. Thanks for listening, you guys, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.